It may not look like it, but this seed isn't just playable in 116 RSG, it's good. People have been realizing for a while now that 116 has far more playable spawns than we originally thought. All you need upon entering the Nether is food and basic tools, including an iron pickaxe, and then if you get a Bastion Fortress combo, you can have an extremely good run. I've been playing seeds like this for a while now, getting consistent sub 430 nethers with basic supplies and plenty of solid building blocks that pay themselves back in time saves. By no means am I the first person to realize that a seed like this is playable, but I do play this strat, which I call structureless strats, far more optimally than anyone else I've seen. In this video, I want to show you why you should play a seed like this, and then show you how I do it, so you can do it too. To show you why you should play structureless strats, I'm just going to show you me playing the seed that you were staring at the beginning of this video. There's nothing special about this seed or about this recording. It's quite simply the last seed that I played. So you'll see I do scuff a whole bunch of things. It's not like I'm selecting a video where I played particularly well or a particularly good seed. I want to show you how this strat really works and how consistent it is. So you'll see at the start, I spawn in, I see a tree, I see a cave, I see dandelions, animals, and a river for gravel. So I'm going to play this seed. I have everything I need right in front of me. I'm not going to run 1,000 blocks looking for a village and surface lava. That's a waste of my time. Now, like I said, I didn't specially select this recording or anything, so it's not like I'm playing especially well here. I scuff a whole bunch of things. And the creeper actually kind of cost me some time. You know, nothing about this is perfect. And while I'm getting this iron, I want to dispel a misconception that I know people are going to have here. This does not mean you should play every seed. If you have to spend 10 seconds going to a tree and then another 10 going to your cave, and then, you know, more time going to dandelions and gravel and killing animals, the seed is going to be unplayable because that time will massively add up. And then you'll enter the Nether at like 6 minutes wondering why on earth you learned how to do this strat. You actually have to have some decent resetting principles here. So I place my furnace. While the first iron is smelting, I'm going to get some wood. I always do something while the first iron is smelting, otherwise it's a waste of time. But I do need to immediately come back to my furnace to grab it because I want to make flint and steel. I get 6 logs here. I usually want 6 to 8 logs. You'll see I make a boat. You should always make a boat at the beginning of the game. I make bowls and sticks. And I also have enough extra wood to make all of my beds at the very end of the game for killing the Ender Dragon. I don't use that wood anywhere else. And now I actually pause here for about 10 seconds, so I'll just skip over that. And I craft my flint and steel, and I'm off to kill a couple animals while the rest of my iron is smelting. And I'm also going to get a little extra wood here just for insurance. So you can see this strategy is quite simple. All I'm doing is getting iron and then collecting some things while that iron is smelting. And then I'm getting in the Nether as fast as possible. I totally scuffed this inventory management, but it's no big deal. I'm heading back to my furnace in under 3 minutes, which is about the timing that I want. And you'll see the iron just finished smelting. I'm going to craft a bucket and an iron pickaxe. And then I get some water. My inventory is nice and clean. I have everything I need. I'm going to head down this cave and search for lava. Getting down a cave is a very good way to find lava because you can get pretty low pretty quickly. Alternatively, you can dig down next to a water pool because lava pools have a higher chance of spawning underneath a water pool. Or you can just, if there are none of those nearby, you can just immediately dig down right next to your furnace. Now, as I'm digging down here, I do get decently lucky finding lava. Sometimes you have to dig around for 20-30 seconds, but it's not that costly. As I'm digging down here, I want you to take a look at my inventory and just see what I have here. I have food. 6 pork chop is enough to go through an entire blaze fight, and it's certainly enough to find a bastion. It'll last me until I find mushrooms to make Dandelion Suspicious Stew, which is basically the key food source for most of the game. And I have an iron pickaxe, I have the ability to raid a bastion, and I even have a whole bunch of building blocks. Bastion strats have so much potential. You can often travel in the nether for hundreds of blocks looking for a bastion and still have a really good run. So those building blocks are going to really pay themselves back. I entered the nether at like 4:13. Remember, I paused for 10 seconds. And that is theoretically world record pace. All I need is Bastion Fortress combo, some good blind travel, and this seed could have theoretically been the world record. So that is why you should play structureless strats. Next, I'm going to explain a little more in detail about how I actually do it and how I optimize my play. So again, I'm not going to show you a recording of anything special. I don't play insanely well, and the seed isn't particularly good. This is just the first recording of me playing structureless strats that I happened to find. And so at the beginning of the seed, I see wood, I see animals, a cave, and dandelions, and a place to get gravel. So this is absolutely playable. And now, while I'm going in this cave and getting iron, I want to explain the main tip that I have for people playing these structureless strats, and that is keep it really simple. You'll see, I don't overcomplicate things. I go into the cave, I get iron, and then I start smelting the iron while I collect everything else that I need. And as soon as I'm done with that, I dig down and get into the nether. When people play structureless strats with a surface lava pool, I see a lot of people going into the cave and getting a little bit of iron, a lot of cobblestone, to start smelting iron while in the cave. And then they pick their furnace up and go all the way to the surface, place it down again, and continue smelting while they do other things. That's just a whole bunch of time loss. Don't overcomplicate this. Get your 7 iron, get your 12 cobblestone, and do a little crafting, and then just get out of the cave, place the furnace on the surface. The amount of time it takes to smelt iron is not the limiting factor in how quickly you can get into the nether. I grab coal here because it's a time save. If you have to, you can just mine a couple logs to put in your furnace. As long as you place your furnace next to a tree. You can see my way of getting out into the open so I can actually start smelting and collecting things is very scuffed. But I'm still placing my furnace at like 150, which is perfectly reasonable. You'll see I wait until I'm next to something I need to collect to place my furnace. That's very important. While your first iron is smelting, you should always be collecting something. And now that I have my flint and steel, I can just start killing animals. And I do have to go a ways to collect dandelions here, but it's actually not that bad. You'll note that I do collect a fair bunch of wood, and it's actually a fairly precise amount. I collect 6 to 8 because I always want to make a boat. You always want to make bowls because you're using Suspicious Stew with dandelions. And you need to make sticks. After that, the rest of the wood is used for beds. I am planning to the very end of the game with this wood that I'm collecting, and I'm not going to use it anywhere else, not for building up or anything. I will have plenty of building blocks to do that with from digging straight down. Now I just do a little crafting. The timing is very nice with the completion of my iron smelting. Again, like I said, how quickly your iron smelts is not generally the limiting factor on how quickly you can get in. And now I immediately dig straight down. In hindsight, I probably should have gone down the cave, but it's not a significant difference either way. And now it may look like to a lot of people digging down is a huge time loss, and why shouldn't you just reset for a surface lava pool? Well, in reality, good surface lava pool seeds are pretty rare, because not only do you need the surface lava pool, you also need everything to be really close. I think it's a bigger time save to have dandelions and wood and everything you need close by your spawn than it is to have a surface lava pool, because with caves, and even if you're just digging down and don't get lucky with a cave like I do here, you can get in the nether very fast. I'm usually in the nether by 4:30. In fact, almost always in the nether by 4:30. even with digging down, finding no caves, because digging down to find lava is just so consistent. And now again, at the very end, you'll see I have a decent amount of meat, I have tons of building blocks, I have dandelions, I have an iron pickaxe, I have everything I need to get an extremely good run, and I'm in the nether at a very good time. That is why you should play structureless strats, and that is how you should play structureless strats. Don't overcomplicate it, just get your basic stuff, get in the nether. So there you go, that is how I play structureless strats and get very consistent nether entry times on world record pace with all the basic supplies I need to get a good run. Hopefully the video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me on Discord, and be sure to follow me on Twitch because I do plan on streaming once again at the end of the school year, hopefully going for a sub 20 time. I'll see y'all later.